Tough economic times have touched many of us. That certainly includes state government. This is a story about rising to meet the challenges of these tough times in a way that will pay dividends both now and well into the future. Hi, I'm Alan Haight, Deputy Director of the Washington State Department of Licensing. You've heard the phrase, drastic times call for drastic measures. For all of us at DOL, this meant taking a long, hard look at everything we do and how we provide services. As you're about to see, our efforts to cut costs provided inspiration for the emergence of something exciting. Embracing our state's 21st century government reform efforts yielded the Supercenter. By the summer of 2009, plans were already well underway for a new kind of driver licensing office.
It's a licensing office that has extended staff, more work counters to deal with the workload, more lines of drive tests that are done at the facility, the extended hours.
Well, when the governor asked me to close 26 offices around the state, we looked to see how are we going to still be able to deliver customer service. So we had to be smarter. We had to figure out a different customer delivery model. And so we embrace what we call our 21st century reform.
In Bellevue,
I'm thinking that most of the customers are going to come in from this side.
DOL has just secured a lease on this building, but it's in need of a makeover before it can be called a supercenter.
And we were looking for a location in Bellevue, and for the longest time we couldn't find anything we could afford. And then the Bell Red location became apparent.
With 4 nearby licensing offices about to close, this building would be large enough to absorb the flow of customers from those other offices, and the services would go beyond what customers had ever seen.
Everything we do in licensing, wouldn't it be great if there was a place you could go and get everything all at once? Whatever it was that you needed, we would be able to provide.
Supercenters would stay open longer, until 7 p.m. on weekdays and 5 p.m. on Saturdays. They'd provide extended services, including knowledge tests, driving tests, enhanced driver licenses, ID cards, and the opportunity to use self-service stations. The Supercenters would be located in Bellevue, Linwood, South Tacoma, and Puyallup.
This was a huge project.
DOL's Myke Gable is no stranger to leading the charge on new projects, but the Supercenter vision would be unlike any other.
This one involved parts of the entire agency. It involved us looking at facilities, it involved people moves, it involved work with unions.
Closing offices isn't popular with the staff either. It's a huge change for them. You know, some of them worked in the same office 10, 20 years.
DOL's Kathy Eberle worked closely with employees affected by the changes.
I think that the staff at DOL have always had an attitude of we can get it done. Well, this time it's we can get it done together.
Staff would be concentrated in the Supercenters to meet increased demand for services.
We need additional staff at these facilities. Larger offices that only have 4 people working all day long in the counter, that won't work to serve customers. Supercenters have at least twice that many working the counter almost all the time, and that's the customer needs to see that and see that we're moving people through. You know, sitting in our offices is not a fun thing.
Inside the Bellevue building, the remodeling project that will turn this space into a supercenter is about to get underway with some demolition.
All the walls that are marked over there are going to come down.
This job, compared to a lot of them, is more superficial. It's more finishes, so it'll be new ceiling tile, paint, carpet. There's a little bit of wall work. We're going to take down these walls that we've marked behind us. The flooring will be different, and that'll add a big change visually.
Removing the carpet by hand could take weeks. The contractor's plan calls for something faster.
Basically a machine that's about 3 feet wide, like a lawn, like a golf cart. And the front of it, it's got an 18-inch razor blade that runs across the floor and peels the carpet and the glue off of the floor, mostly.
Yeah, I have a skill set, repetition. I call it the backbreaker. It definitely is jarring.
Getting a task done quickly is a theme that's gaining traction with DOL customers who choose to go online. It's also part of the 21st century reform. Visitors to dol.wa.gov can renew their driver license, get a copy of their driving record, and much more. And as more people go online, or even conduct transactions by mail, the number of visits to DOL offices goes down.
We did move rather rapidly. In less than a year, we had over 250,000 people who did not come into an office. That means more than 25 trips to the moon and back for people who didn't get in a car, didn't drive, take a number, sit down, wait to be called. And by getting those who can do their business online out of our office, then we can more efficiently serve those people who are coming into our office.
It's taken considerable planning and a willingness to grind it out, but the Supercenter story is taking shape.
It's doing fine. We're on schedule.
The makeover at the future Supercenter site in Bellevue wraps up in September 2009.
We get in, we got out, we had meetings that didn't last more than 20 minutes. And that was nice because we all knew what needed to be done.
Just to have the keys and know that we are finally at the end and we can take possession and start moving stuff in here is a great feeling.
It's October 2009. The Bellevue Supercenter is open.
All I can say, I'm really excited. I'm really happy that we are here, providing the quality of service that we are.
We wanted to make it a new DOL, not your old man's DOL, is what somebody said.
And for Myke Gable, who flew F-111s during a 22-year career in the Air Force, spearheading the Supercenter project brings back a familiar feeling.
This really was a mission in a lot of ways, because the tasking that we were given was to flesh out this concept of a supercenter, put all the details together, and then get it done by a particular date.
I've been to every one of them, and I've been so proud of the staff that are there. You know, I think we made some leaps and bounds in less than a whole year since we kicked this thing off.
I've been in government for about 15 years now. I've led a lot of change. I've been part of change. But this is probably one of the biggest changes I've ever seen with one agency, with a specific group of people.
You know, we can change the way we do business. We can be better service to our customers, and we can be pleasant at the same time. So, you know, all of those things is what makes a Supercenter a success.
The DOL Supercenters are off to a solid start, but we believe that they'll always be works in progress. That's because we know there's always room for improvement. We're constantly monitoring just how well we're serving the public and looking for ways to do it even better than we did it yesterday. That's your 21st Century DOL. I'm Alan Haight. Thanks for watching.